Chief Meteorologist Tom Coomes here with an updated tornado count for Michiana. 8 tornadoes so far this year, and 3 Thursday, June 11th, and that number may continue to go up as we still kind of sift through some of the damage. After the fact, we find a lot of spin-up tornadoes after a line of storms. But the severe weather started out with what I would call an obvious tornado, a long track, large tornado, an EF3 tornado that started in Porter County and ended up in western LaPorte County near Wanata, continuously on the ground. But was it one tornado or multiple? Still figuring that out with some analysis, as we've had photos of multiple funnels out of LaPorte County. Did they touch down? That's a tornado. If they didn't, it's a funnel cloud. So TBD on still the official count of how many tornadoes there were. We're looking at the evidence. We're looking at the track. Is it a continuous track? That's one tornado. If it touches down and lifts again and touches back down, that's technically 2 tornadoes. But this is a continuous path, as you can see through the fields near Wanata. This is what we call ground scarring from that tornado. This was, again, what I call an obvious tornado. The radar signature said there is a high likelihood of a tornado on the ground, and people saw this tornado as well with that visual confirmation that increased the warning. But an obvious path that could be roughly 20 miles or more from beyond Coomes in Porter County all the way towards Wanata before it lifted, but maybe there was another round after that. So this is what we call the, quote, obvious tornado. Then we had the line of storms come along, and with that, the threat changed a little bit. So this is that obvious path, very easy to see. Then there's this path in Bristol. It's a little bit of a different story. We see tree damage, large tree damage, uprooted trees and destroyed fences, but everything is kind of laying in the same direction mostly, but you see a few trees that lay a little bit opposite to each other. And so there was enough evidence here to determine that this was the path of a tornado near Bristol. So this is between Elkhart and Bristol, just north of Indiana 120, crossing County Road 17, crossing County Road 19. And so this tornado was on the ground for just over 2 miles, had a top wind speed of 115 miles per hour, but this is not what I would call an obvious tornado. The radar picture, these are not easy to pick up in the moment. They're often over before they start. And you look at this rotation track, it's really tough to see the forest through the trees here. It really is, honestly, this is tough to distinguish in the moment, even after the fact, but you can see it in the damage. Most of the damage area-wide was from a line of storms that produce 60 and 70 mile per hour wind gusts. But that bendy snake of a line, that is what produced those spin-up tornadoes, because you have different portions of the line moving at different speeds, and you get that speed shear, and so you just get a few spots where you can get a quick spin-up. And the best example of this so far was near Plymouth. Another tornado was discovered looking at drone imagery. The radar, it really didn't show anything. There's no tornado warning for this one, and this one was going to be really tough to find because it was an EF1. It was on the ground for less than a mile, was just over a football field wide, and it was over before it even started. But we got some pictures like this, and you can see a destroyed barn or outbuilding, a destroyed grain bin there. And then you look at this photo. Look at these trees. Notice how they're kind of spread out going just about everywhere. That's a real big red flag for, okay, that's a likely tornado. If it was straight line wind, the trees all lay in the same direction. But these are crisscrossing. And so this is an obvious sign of a tornado. And then we connect the two. And you see where that clump of trees were that were damaged, that was up towards the top of the screen here. And then you see pretty much linear path on towards here. Likely an obvious tornado. Again, tornadoes follow roughly a straight line. So our count so far is 3, but it may still be going up as we look through a lot of the damage reports across Michiana. Stay with ABC 57 News for updates.